Hey, guys, Nolan's Arc here, and I just had the craziest thing happen to me. I was stung by a scorpion. So, funny story, and I will tell you it. So, I woke up this morning. Okay, my hand's really shaky. I woke up this morning, and I stood up, and I felt this really sharp pain. And I started screaming. And my mom rushed in, and she was like, "What's happening? What's happening?" And I was like, I don't know. Like there's this sharp pain that's just not going away, and it just kept happening, and it just felt like it got worse and worse and progressively worse. And so she kind of like I kind of got some Advil. I took some Advil. I took some magnesium. I drank some of that. Um, but then I tried some water, and what ended up happening was I was like, this tastes sour. It tastes really sour. And like the water tastes really bad. Like, and then when I swallow, like the back of my throat just feels like it's not retaining it very well, or something like that. And so I was like, what's happening to me? Like I was really freaking out. Like my anxiety was like getting the better of me. But I mean, I had the right reasons for it. And so yeah, what ended up happening was I took a nap, and then I woke up, and then what happened was like I started to feel more dizzy, and I couldn't like focus on one spot for too long, or my eyes start to shift a little bit. My nose was starting to itch, and I had a hard time walking on my feet. Like my legs weren't hurting as much anymore. They started to feel really numb, and the numbing started, and like pins and needles, but like constant pins and needles. Like I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what could it be? Like I thought it was maybe like some sort of spider bite, or some sort of like, okay, my left hand's not working. I thought it was like some sort of spider bite, or my mom said like I've been sitting down too much or something, because I do YouTube and stuff, so I do a lot of editing and gaming and stuff. So I'd probably been sitting down too much, is what she theorized and whatnot. But I said like, yeah, I need to go to the emergency room, like now, like I needed to go. So she took me there. It's not, I would have driven myself, but I couldn't even see. Like I couldn't see. Um, so she drove me to the emergency room, and or what and then sorry, I'll get there's another thing that I actually have on my mind that I'll say in a second. Okay, so she took me to the emergency room, and we were waiting there for the longest time. So I was really suffering. Like my legs were just numb and hurting, just my entire body. My hands were numb. My face was a little bit numb. My eyes were just really shifty and dizzy, and just I felt really dizzy, and just all these things. And I couldn't even drink my water properly because it tasted really gross. And then yeah, and then when the doctor finally came, he asked me, I gave them the diagnostics, blah blah blah, and then I they said that, okay, well, they're gonna need to examine like my leg, the place where it was hurting. I said that there were like red marks as to like where the places like were numb the most and were hurting the most, is what like started it all. So I was like, what am I gonna do about like the tongue thing? Because I thought that was a separate thing, but we'll get to that in a second. So I went to go get dressed into my hospital gown so they could kind of like see, because it was really like up my leg, so they kind of had to like see it. So I had to, yeah. But when I took off my clothes, when I took off my clothes and my jeans and my belt, and put on the hospital gown. I tied it, turned around to kind of just, I don't know, check on my clothes or something. And I saw a giant scorpion sitting on my belt, and just it stood. It was just sitting there. It was just sitting there, just a giant ass scorpion. And it, gosh, I'm dizzy. It Yeah. And I was like, I was freaking out. Like I wasn't freaking out because it was a scorpion. I was freaking out because, first of all, I got stung by a scorpion 3 times. By the way, I just got stung 3 times. There's like three sting marks on my leg, barely visible, but they're there. But yeah, and also it was just super unexpected. And I was like, the nurse was like, calm down, calm down. Like it was not a big deal, and she just took a shoe and crushed it. She killed it. And so I was like, I was just like, oh, so the mystery's solved then. And she was like, "Yep," and my mom was like, "Yep, apparently." uh, and so it turns out that I think when I had my clothes on the floor the night before because I'm filming something. I'll get to that. We'll get to that's like another story. It's a whole other story for another day. But yeah, I have like specific clothes that I was wearing, these ones specifically, and then jeans that I was wearing with a belt. For this film that I'm doing. But that's a whole other story. Yeah, I was wearing those, and then yeah, the scorpion ended up inside there because I had him on the floor. So the scorpion was just hanging around me all morning, all throughout the afternoon a little bit too. So it was just on my belt or something probably, or in my pants or something. I don't know, but it was it's not fun, and I still have a lot of numbness right now. I decided to take this video to just document my interesting story and experience. I thought it would be kind of interesting and funny to you guys. Um, that's kind of what Nolan's Arc is about. Not just gaming videos, but yeah, anyway. Just like variety. Anyway, sorry, enough of that. I need to. I've been trying to take a bunch of naps, and it seems like that's been helping a little bit, but I mean, as naps do. But yeah, it's hard for me to stare at one thing for the longest time, especially now. My eyes kind of get shifty, like I said. So I'm gonna go rest a little bit more. The numbness has gone down significantly, and my feet can still feel it and stuff, and the water tastes a little bit better now, finally. But I still feel dizzy, and yeah, I need to rest more. So anyway, thank you. I'll be back with more videos soon. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.